What's up, guys? So I'll be breaking down today's trade. It's Wednesday, November 16, 2022. This morning's trade. So let's start with the higher time frames. And again, we can see that we ran past this daily order block, this daily area of supply up here. Let me go to the daily. Let's start at the daily. So what we can see is just based on these candles, these huge candles right here to the top, we can see that there's still a lot of bullish momentum. Everything is still going up. We do have some exhaustion coming up, and this is today's candle, so it doesn't really count. But this wick right here most likely will just, again, it's okay to to guess, and it's okay to have educated guesses and stuff, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so from what I can see earlier in the morning, it wasn't at this level. I mean, obviously right now it's almost 3 o'clock, so we're moving up to either form some kind of quasis and turn back down, or blow through this area right here and come in for a retest of this other daily order block right here. And the thing is, if we look at this order block here, just overall price on Euro USD, okay, little sidetrack here. So if we look at this area of supply here, we can see that you can just say, all right, well, I can set up a sell here just based on this order block, but and then just write it back down to the previous area over here, this previous daily order block over here, which actually we can. I need to clear this up real quick. Yeah, so we can come back down and write it down there, and it's a good 1 to 6. But the problem is, what most people don't understand is that which order block actually works, which order block actually helps. How come we didn't reverse after this order block right here? See, there's an order block right here. Yeah, there's another order block right here. There's order blocks everywhere. So, and these are my favorite order blocks. The 1, 2, 3s right here. But the reason why I don't trust this order block, first of all, even though we did get a huge sell here, is because there's missing price up here, guys. Look, there's missing price up here. So this order block up here is a higher probability than this one right here. That's not to say that it won't reverse back down, or back down and sweep these lows over here and then keep going. It's not to say that, but it's not a high probability order block. It is an order block, but it's not high probability. So what I would be looking at is to come into, instead of coming over here, I'd rather price reach this level up here before returning. And then there's also this level up here that also has missing price. But if I'm looking for high time frame moves, that's what I'd be looking at. Because you do have to have some sort of correction, some sort of take profit event. So anyway, enough of that. Let's look at the 4-hour. So obviously we're still in bullish momentum. You had a sweeping of these lows, but we maintained structure. Now we're still going up. This on a higher time frame is a bullish, bearish, bullish order block forming. So there's still momentum to the upside. However, if you look at the lower time frame, which is the 1 hour here, which is the one that I usually use, we're looking at the 5 o'clock area, which I reminded price, so it'll be easier. We're looking at the 5 o'clock area, and we're watching this, and we're looking at, okay, well, you have this bullish, bearish, bullish order block kind of forming, but this candle's a little iffy right here, right? This candle's a little weird. So we're looking at lower time frame order blocks, right? Okay, so we have previous 30-minute over here, so we have a range now. So now we find a range from the top of previous London's high to this 30-minute, and then if it runs that, then we're coming back down over here to this 30-minute. So between the 1 hour and the 15-minute, those are like the main time frames that I use for direction. and all you really need is 15 to 20 pips, 20 to 30 to catch a pretty good 1 to 3, because our stops are usually 5 pips, 5 6 pips, something like that. So right now it's 445, right? We understood that we came back down over here and we tested this order block right here, but we still do have missing price over here. So that's something to be aware of. 15-minute order block is not going to be strong enough to um, to continue the move up. That's not to say that it can't keep going up. I mean, it most certainly can. That's why you line up two moves. But there's the thing. 5 o'clock's going to happen, and the best move for a buy would be to come down here, look for a reversal, and it'll come down here, look for a reversal, and then go back to the previous high, right? But it's 445 and you already got that move. So the other move, the sell move, will be we have this long wick over here, right? And then we have this long wick right here. This is some buffoonery going on here by the banks, right? They're sweeping both ways before they make their true move. So this is sort of like a little consolidation area before we figure out which direction we're going. So we are prepared for both scenarios. So in this case, in this scenario, you could have taken this trade up here and tested luck with that, but it's 4:45. London session hasn't opened, and most likely what I'm looking at is this area for a sell, a reversal, and then bring it back down to this low, or possibly break back, right? And then what I'm really looking for is the target is this liquidity, because there's a lot of liquidity right here, and this is the last, well, this is technically a 2 candlestick pullback over here, but these wicks are just terrible. They're not the best. So these ones right here are a little bit better. So I'd want price to come and at least tap and reverse, or come and run this price to keep going down. My bias overall is in the long term, it looks like we're going bullish, but I feel like we need this retracement. We can catch a sell on this retracement and gather up enough liquidity, because there's liquidity here, there's liquidity here, there's liquidity here, there's liquidity here, all the way down to here, right? So we want to sweep all that liquidity, or some of that liquidity, before we continue to go up, right? This is a take profit event. Now, granted, you cycle through the hourly time frames, and we do understand that we have exhaustions to the top side. Look at the 2-hour time frame. We have this larger area of demand. We look to the left and we see that we're in a bearish order block with high momentum, right? So this is a classic pattern here, guys. You come back down, you take take profit event, you sweep all the liquidity to the bottom, and you come back down, you come back up, and you either keep going or you reverse, right? So at this time, you look at this right here. Well, this is kind of a giveaway for direction, because replay should really not show you, it makes the back testing a lot harder, but it shouldn't show you those candles if you rewind it to a certain time. But oh well. Anyway, so what you're looking at is this bearish order block. So this is giving me also 1 2 3. What do we know is we have these patterns here called quasis, right? Sorry guys, let me see. We got 1, we got 2, and we got 3. And this is a higher time frame reversal pattern, right? So this is giving me a bearish inclination. So we come back down to the 1 hour, we come back down to the 15-minute, and where are we? All right, let's see. So we're forming exhaustion to the top. Okay, that's one confirmation. We have a reversal pattern, right? We have a higher area of demand that was already formed on the 2 hour. Okay, we're in this higher area, of supply. So we have these reversal patterns going. We got this left head, right shoulder going, all right? We have bearish order blocks starting to form. We have some short-term low breakup structures, right? We have some on the lower time frames, and we have exhaustion. Okay, so I have 3 confirmations on top of correlating with the previous London's high. This is the previous London's high. It was put in, and now we're seeing price come down. So coming down to the 10-minute, because this is the entry time frames. Okay, this is the entry time frames. Now let's go down to the 5-minute. See if there's some clarity over here. See if we're able to see any good moves. Okay, so here's 445. Obviously, we don't take any pre-New York stuff. And 445. Okay, so what I'm looking at here, because I already have a bearish bias, I'm looking at this area of supply over here on the 5-minute, and I'm looking at this area of supply here, and this is a 15-minute area of supply if you zoom out. So I'm looking in my entry time frames and directional time frames. So now I see over here at 5 o'clock you close this bearish order block with exhaustion to the top, wick, 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 right? And there's some buffoonery here that the banks like to manipulate. We have a break of this liquidity trend line, right? And we have a higher time frame order block and a higher time frame quasi. So I'm taking this sell over here. I also checked the news. There wasn't any significant news. So here is my area. So I'm looking at this area right here, this area of supply over here. This is where I'd like to see a trade. So if I take it from this high to this low, anything over this 50% is money, right? Since we already traded, we already technically tapped the best area over here, but it was before New York. We have to be patient and wait for the market to touch our area of supply before we take a trade, and if it doesn't do it, then oh well. So I'm going through these time frames, the 15 and down, because those are my entry time frames, and I'm looking at price and what it's doing. So technically over here at a 7-minute area, the 7-minute area over here, there's a nice bearish candle over here, right? A bearish candle with a bearish order block. We have bearish order block, another bearish order block here. So what you could do is you could either take a trade right here. Let's say you can set up right here, wait for price to hit that, and put the stop above this one, because when you look to the left, price is efficient. There's no missing price to the left. Okay, everything is efficient. So you can enter right here. Well, not enter right here, but you can wait for price to get right here, and we do see some exhaustion right here, right? So you never know how high price wants to go up. So this is an 8-pip stop. All right, cool. It's an 8-pip stop. All right then. So then we go to the 1-minute time frame, right? I'm gonna let this load a little bit. Sometimes it lags. Okay. And let me get rid of this over here. So we have a few areas that we want price to hit before we take this buy. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. All right. So this was the area right here. This is the area that you could have taken. This is where I think I took mine here. Let me see, 7-minute. Yeah, that's why I highlighted this this order block over here. Yeah, this is why I highlighted this order block over here. Whoop. Let's take it back a little bit. 5 o'clock. All right, 5 o'clock. All right, so here we are at the start of New York session, okay? The start of New York session, and it's 5 o'clock. Okay, so then we'll look at, there is missing price over here in the 3-minute, in the 5-minute, 10-minute, okay? 15, See, so we already tapped into the best possible area over here, but it was before New York Open. So then our next best move will be to monitor price on the lower time frame and try to see where there's a little bit of missing price, some order blocks, and maybe we take a small trade here. Let me see. So we go past the 50% and we're monitoring price right now on the 1 minute. Okay, we have a 2 candlestick. All right. What are we going to do? We're monitoring. All this exhaustion is also confirmation. Okay, all that exhaustion to the top is also confirmation. We understand that price is pretty efficient. There isn't that much missing price. If we came over here, we tap this missing price over here. So this is also another level or point of interest on the lower time frame. So we come over here, and if I'm seeing this, if I'm seeing all this exhaustion around this area of missing price over here, and it's coming up like this, then I'm looking for a trade right here. So then I'm going through the time frames and looking, okay, well, here on the 3 minute at 5:06, we have a bearish order block, and that's enough confirmation for me and for me to be able to take a trade. So I would take the trade right here, and this is where I actually took the trade here. And then I did a 5.1, I think it was a 5 point, yeah, it was a 5.1. 5.1, and then you target the lows, right? You target a 1 to 3, and you stick to that 1 to 3. All right, so we have 1 to 3. All right, now let's monitor this trade and let's see what happens. Obviously, we already know what happens, but okay, there you go. You see that? 1 to 3, hit just like that. Off of a 3 minute order block here, you have a bullish bearish order block with exhaustion to the top, filled in this inefficiency right here, filled in that inefficiency. Another confirmation doesn't always fill in that inefficiency perfectly. Okay, it doesn't always do that. But you also have a bearish bias because you're in an area of supply. You have a 15-minute order block that was tapped, came back down, broke structure, came back up to retest, gain liquidity, tap that missing price, and come back down. Okay, and you have easily a 1 to 3 risk reward. However, you can take partials right here, and this is exactly what I did, and I held it all the way down to right there. Okay, no. Okay, so then let's see what happens. There you go. So it was a 1 to 6 this morning, and it was pretty lucky. However, I did take 80%, so 1 to 6, so it was about 4 point something percent gain on the account. And that was today's trade. Well, that was today's trade that I took. But you could have also taken this off of a 15-minute order block here. It's just that it came in right at 5 o'clock. If you weren't paying attention, you probably wouldn't have caught it. So that's why it's good to wake up at 4:30, 4:45, and just look at the market and look at the setup, because we have a lot of signs that was telling us to take a short. All right. So that was the trade today, guys. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next one.